Hi, boys and girls. Today I'm going to work on the nose and the mouth for the portrait in the Khan Academy in JavaScript and also the hair. This is what we have so far. We have the face, eyes, and neck. And next we're going to be adding a nose. So I just want to, I've noticed, I'm looking at my code here, and we want to also have some space in between parts of our code to help it be easier to understand. So after every section, you want to put in a space so that we can see what's happening and find things easier. Okay. All right, that's looking better. All right, and I see. All right. Um, okay. I have an extra comment here. All right. So we want to keep it easy to find the pieces of our project, and it helps if you put a space before the next comment. Okay. So now we're going to go down to line 21, and we're going to say / nose, the comment for nose. Remember, the / tells the computer that this is a comment and not a command for it. And I'm going to put in triangle and then parentheses, semicolon. All right. And the code for the nose is 3 points with 2 pairs of coordinates. So 200, comma, 170, comma, 200, comma, 190, comma, 215, comma, 180. And then close the parentheses and semicolon. Okay. Whoops, which I did twice. Okay. So there is my triangle. Now, the nose is black because the last thing that we filled, remember the fill statement is good for everything below it. So the last thing we had fill on was the pupils, and we made them black. So we're going to need to move the nose up above the pupils and above the eyes to where the color of the skin is. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Copy, Control C, and then I'm going to go up here under face. Control V. All right, and put in the nose. Okay, so there is my nose, but it's still black. So what is the problem? It should have turned clear and shown the color of the skin through. All right, so what did we not do yet? All the code looks good. Oops, look, I didn't delete the first nose. So now I'm gonna highlight that and backspace. And there, my nose changes to the skin color. Okay, so the next step is to add a mouth. And we're gonna go down to line 24 and put the comment for mouth. And then hit enter. And we're going to be using an arc, which is similar to an ellipse. right, and we're going to give it some parameters, some numbers to start with. Okay, so um, a, a arc is a whole arc is like a circle, 360 degrees, and you can see the last two numbers, 0 and 360, represent the full circle. All right, but maybe we don't want it to be a full circle, although it is kind of funny. Um, if we want our mouth to be half of a circle, we're going to change this last number because 360 is a whole circle to half of that, which is 180. And there is your mouth. Um, okay, so now we have half a circle and that's looking pretty good. That could be one possible mouth. All right, so if you wanted it to be frowning, you could change where you start to number the arc from. You could make this 180 and make the last number 360. Okay, but let's not leave it like that. I mean, again, that is a possibility, but and it's up to you entirely what you do with the mouth. All right, so we're going to change that back. To 0 and 180. And then if you want it to just be a smile, we can use the no fill function. So I'm going to put my cursor after mouth and type in no and then fill. This is camel case again, and then parentheses and semicolon. And now your grin turns into a smile. Okay, looking pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to look at the stroke function, and we're going to type in here after neck and put no stroke. And you will see all the outline disappears from your picture. Okay, so no stroke affects everything underneath it. So now right here under face, but before ellipse, we're going to add back the stroke function. And it automatically uses red for the stroke. All right, so, okay, so we're gonna change the stroke color to black. All right. And I can pull up the color picker by putting my cursor in between the parentheses and choose black. All right. That's some version of black because black is 000. So I'm going to just type. All right. So there's black. And now we're going to go back down to the mouth and we're going to change the thickness or the weight of the line. So after no fill, we're going to type in stroke weight. And remember, this is in camel case. So the second word has a capital letter. And we're going to put parentheses. And then if I put the number 5, let's try 5. You can see that the thickness or the weight of the line changes. Okay, now we're not going to want the rest of our portrait to have a thick outline around it. So we're going to go down after arc and we're going to change the stroke weight back to 1. Somebody needs a little help here. Hang on. All right, hang on. Okay, so now we're adding in, we're changing the stroke weight back and adding eyebrows. And then comment eyebrows. And now we're going to use a line. So we put in line, parenthesis, $110, comma, $175, comma, $110. All right, and there is one eyebrow. And now we can copy and paste that. Okay. And then we just need to move it over. Okay, so now we're going to make the eyebrows a little bit thicker. Oh, wait, and we need to move one of them over. So, okay, so now we have them on top of each other, basically. So let's change some of these numbers. Okay, and now we have two eyebrows. And let's make them a little bit thicker. So I'm going to come in here after eyebrows and put stroke weight. Whoops, make sure you spell it right. Oh. That's what happens when you don't spell it right. Nothing. All right, so my eyebrows are thicker. And now I can change the color. So I'm going to put in stroke. And pick a color for my eyebrows. All right. And now we just want to change the color back so that the rest of our code is not done in brown. So, and also maybe make that stroke weight back to 1. So our outlines aren't super thick. Okay. And then stroke. And I'm going to put 0, 0, 0 for black. Oops, extra semicolon. Okay, looks pretty good so far. The last thing we have to add is hair. All right, so we're going to add hair behind the head. So we need to come up here after background. And we're going to put in back hair. So comment. And then you have to think about your hair and decide what shape is going to be best for the back shape of your hair. My hair is really long, actually, well, shoulder length. So I am actually going to use a rectangle, but you could use an ellipse. You know, it's up to you. So I'm going to put rectangle. And then let's put All right. And I want rounded corners. So I'm going to add one more number, which is the number for the edge of the hair. It can give it rounded edges. Okay. So now I think I need to do some work. I think I've made it too big and filled up my screen. All right, so my hair was too wide. Let's try a smaller number. Okay, so there is my hair and it is really square. I'm gonna add rounded corners and I need to move my hair up. So I'm gonna use the number scrubber and you can see I can move the hair actually up. Okay, and if I want to change that curve, I can make it more curved, but I don't want to go too far. All right, so that's not so bad. All right, I have it in the right place. And I need to give it a color. So remember, you always put the fill before the shape that you're filling. So I'm going to go after back hair and put fill. And it always defaults to red. All right, and then I'm going to look for a color of brown. Um, Although I could use the color that was on my eyebrows. So I could just come down here and find the fill that was for the color for the stroke. Okay, and scroll back up here. I'm copying that and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, and I missed a number or something, so they didn't work so good. All right. Oh no, your hair's pink and you're missing a number. All right, so let me just get that color scrubber and color picker and pick a color. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now I have the back hair shape and you have to play with the shapes of your hair and get it the way you want it. And then we need to bring some bangs or something down in front, your fringe here, because really, you know, your hair does come part way down your head. So in front of to make it in front of the face, we're going to go below face and put in the comment bangs. And then you're going to pick a shape. I'm going to try an ellipse. Let's say okay. And they're my bangs, and they're certainly not where I need them to be, and they go way off to the left. Okay, so I need to play with my numbers here and change this around. I'm not so unhappy with, I just don't like that's so far off to the side. So let's try. Um, okay, so now I put my number in the wrong place and I've destroyed my face. All right, so I need to get the ellipse for the face back and then make sure that I'm putting my cursor in the correct place so that this is a problem if you're not watching your screen carefully. This number should be 150. Okay, and it's so easy to get frustrated and put something in the wrong place like that. Let me change this number. Okay, so right now it is the color of the face and neck because I haven't given it a fill color right after bangs. And before ellipse, 200 is still too big. So, okay, that might be better. And it's going to need to be up higher. So this is the Y value where it is on the vertical axis. And to get it smaller, up higher, I need to make that a lower number. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, and I definitely need it over farther. So instead of, this is the X axis or how far across the screen it is. So if 00 is the top corner, you know that I need a lower number. So let me try 200 gets it about centered. Okay, and I still need to raise it up quite a bit then. So okay, 100. All right. Now the second X number is how wide it is. So if I want it wider, I need to make it a bigger number. I can use the number scrubber, go like that. Okay. And then I can use the Y value of how tall it is. And I can make that number larger, okay, and make it bigger that way. And then maybe I need to move it up more. So instead of 100, maybe this should be 80. Oh, not too bad. Okay. It won't look so strange once I give it a color. So I'm going to come in here after. All right. Okay, so now I have put my color in after bangs, and I just need to get my hair color the same as the back color. So I have 138, 116, 28. Okay, so now it looks a little funny with the outline around it. So we can take out the outline by putting in a no stroke. So before the ellipse, so I'm going to come in here and put no stroke. Remember the capital letter on the S. All right, and then that takes away the outline for everything. So now we're going to come down here after the ellipse and put back in stroke of 1, and then it'll bring back our outline for the rest of the project. Okay, looking pretty good. So now we're to the part where you have to customize and think about the clothes, all right? The clothes would, and arms and chest would go down below because remember everything's like a sticker, so it's going to go in front. So you could come down here and add in the body or the shirt. So I'm going to put the comment shirt. And I could also make a comment for arms. And I'm going to use a rectangle. And it's got to be in a ways. So I'm going to say 100x, 100 from the edge, right? And y, it's down, the y-axis, it's down below 50%. So I'm going to say maybe y360. I don't know, guessing. And then I'm going to say it's going to be 200 wide and 40 high. Okay, so there is my rectangle for the shirt. It starts at the edge of the page and it goes over only halfway underneath my picture. So you know I need to adjust my numbers. So maybe instead of starting at 100, which is the edge, what if I put it at 200? That moves it over into the center. And now I certainly need to make it start up higher and also be a lot thicker. So um, instead of 360, if this was 300, okay, now it's looking more like it's in front of the neck. And we're going to make it thicker. So I need a bigger number for the Y value. So maybe it's going to be 100. Okay, which is not bad, except now it's creeping up her neck. And that means I'm going to need to lower it down here. So, okay, whoops, going the wrong way, right? So if a lower number made it move up, I need to give this a larger number. So, okay, so 400 puts it way down there. All right, so, and oops, too many numbers. 3,000 isn't going to be anywhere near the screen, right? Okay, so now we're getting better, and I can use the number scrubber and I can actually move it up with that. All right. So now if I want to have rounded shoulders, I could add in the fifth number, but I think I'm going to add arms on her. So I just want this a little wider. So maybe 120. That looks good. Okay. And now I need a fill color. So I'm going to make a new line and put fill. Okay. And for now, red is fine, but I'll probably change that. Okay. Okay. And then we can also go ahead and add arms. So I'm going to come down here underneath the shirt and add a comment for arms. And again, I'm going to use a rectangle. And I'm going to fill it with the same color as the shirt, unless I want to show the arms. So, okay, so, and then I can actually just copy the fill from here. Control C, Control V. Okay, and now I have to give it the rectangle shape. Okay. Let's see. I want it at the same height. I don't want it as wide as the body. That's the second X number. And let's see what happens. Okay, so now my arm is actually on top of the girl and I need to move it more in the other direction. So I can use the number scrubber and move it over this way. It's a little wide for me, so maybe 100 is too thick for an arm. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna lower this so it's not as thick either. Okay, and I can add a rounded edge to it by adding another number. So, okay, but that ends it because it's really short. Okay, not good. Um, so let's make the arm actually longer. And then I can move it down a little. Okay. So you have to play with the numbers to get things exactly where you want them to be. And then maybe I want it to be start over a little bit more. So there's no seam in there. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. And then I can actually duplicate that. So I can copy the rectangle and paste it. And then put it on the next line. Okay. And I need to move it though, because now it's pasted on top of that one. So I know I need to move it over. So maybe, let's try. I'm totally guessing because I'm not really a math person. Okay. Okay, way too big. All right, so it's way up at the top. All right, so I need my first number to stay down here. Okay. And I mean, I think this is the thing, if you lose concentration, you can get yourself really messed up. So let me get these numbers back. Okay. All right. And now I'm just going to use the number scrubber to move it over. So that makes it wider. Okay. So I'm going to use this one, I think, to move it over. I can drag it. Okay. Looking good. All right, so now I've got 2 arms, and anything you want to add for a backdrop would go in the code above the back hair, all right, but below the background. So you'd click in here at line number 3 and hit enter. And then remember what shapes we're working with: rectangles, ellipses, arcs, and lines to create whatever kind of background you want. If you can't see something, it's probably too small and it's probably behind the person's head. So go ahead and customize a background using shapes and see what you can come up with. You can layer shapes, you can add shapes on top of, you can add jewelry, earrings, stripes, anything you want on top of the shirt, you would add below the shirt in the code, like down here. Um, you could add it in between the arms and the shirt or underneath the arms. So like if I wanted to add, let's a necklace or something, I could come in here and I could put comment necklace, and then I could put in ellipse or rectangle, whatever shape I wanted to use to create the necklace, and fill. So let's try that. Fill, and then, all right, so pick yellow, and then we're going to go down and do ellipse. Okay, and you can put on, you know, a badge, a necklace, whatever. Now that is obviously too far over. So I'm gonna need to change the numbers, and I can use the scrubber to move it over into the center. Or as you get better at this, you can take an educated guess. You know, do you need a number that's smaller or larger? And I need to move it up. All right, and then I'll have to add other pieces, but you can even layer pieces by adding another shape after this or before this that's larger. All right, so can't wait to see what you come up with. Remember, bonus points for things that show Miami in the background or South Florida, and have fun, and we'll see you in class.